Hello, welcome back. My name is Vasco the Gamer, and today as you can see the title, just going to talk about falling in between chess, because that is something I have great experience with these days. And it's very much fun, as you will imagine, because for me, between every diagnosis and myself, there is a bit of a problem. And that is that, well, normally when you have a diagnosis you can get medications, for instance, or help, treatment, or something to help you cope. Well, with ADHD it's normal to get medications to readjust and to get a normal energy level and output. The problem is, however, if you got Tourette, at least here, in a way you can't get that medication because it may affect the Tourette. And so that is a bit paradoxical because, well, when you got ADHD, you know that in some cases you will, or that's your baseline, you have some days where you accelerate until you reach the atmosphere. And those high energy level days are not that fun where you aren't used to them, because then you will tick out as all hell. And so, medications that may do that to you, not in that scale at all. Because if I use medications like Ritalin or such, I won't go that high. I have tested it. But still, that's not enough for doctors and, well, the law. Because the law is, if you got Tourette, you will not receive it, because they have seen so many instances that it can't crash. And so, you get a guaranteed crash, or a potential crash. I'll go for a potential, but I can't. So, crash, here we come. So, I can't have anything to control the ADHD with. Then you get the Tourette, which the only medications I get for right now that has worked is against one tick. That is basically this shaking. That was just a simulation of it, because if it goes off, I will not hold a cup of coffee for long. I will get severely burned, as I have. And so I get that is basically the only thing I get medication for. And that's very annoying, because those medicine or those medication do not work for any other tick. Just that. And if I should have one drug for every single tick I have, I won't do anything other than just popping pills all day long. I would be Dr. House if he had Tourette, basically. Just drug medication, medication, medication. You get the idea. And then we're over to the Asperger or autism, depending on which, well, term you use. And that is the new diagnosis, but it also, when I got it, I just thought to myself, oh, fucking hell, that explains so fucking much for me. And that is the annoying part, because normally you can observe some of the symptoms that has been growing out at the age of between 5 and 10. When you got your diagnosis at 23, and you've been in therapy constantly every single week from when you were 6 until you was 16, or in my case 18, and they didn't notice it, that's a bit annoying, because there's a lot of things I could have gotten of help and learned in a different way that I know I learn better in than in normal A4 schools. So yeah, that's a bit annoying, because I keep falling in that chair as well. And then it's my back that, well, I'm sure, man, is what is the diagnosis I got, when was that? Last week? Last Tuesday, was it? Yeah. Which is something that usually pops up between the age of 12 and 14. And it's a, well, diagnosis and a condition you just have to live with. Which is fun. But it also means that I can't get the medications that only works for it. Because here's a problem. Those medications that I need to use are way too strong for the doctor to be able to recommend on a normal basis. They're just an emergency. That happens on a daily basis. Fun! So, to prevent me from being addicted to them, I am not getting them. Which is fun. Very fun. And then you got the depression that knocks on the door every single day, which is very annoying because when it comes to my depression, as I talked about a lot here, because it's one of the things I struggle with on a daily basis, and of course everything I do have I struggle with on a daily basis, but this is severely affecting, well, my mental health more than the other things, because it changes my mental state completely. And so, one thing is, if let's say the ADHD kicks off and goes full power, okay, that is annoying, but I can get a lot done. If I start a video, I can finish that up quite fast, and if the autism kicks off at the same time, I can have a great focus and learn a lot, or just procrastinate until the cows come home. If the Tourette goes off, that's a physical thing, and just gets in my way most of the time, getting annoyed at it, shout at my own hands, just shut up! Or stop it. That I do on a regular basis, if you didn't know. But those three things, they're in the way, but they have some positive sides. Depression? No. And I talked a lot about the mediocre or the meh days. Those days where you don't have any emotion at all. And I just found out a very fun thing. The only medication I can get for my depression is those that will make sure that, okay, the effect of the medicine will effectively make me have those days. Which I find very annoying. Because, well, depending on how severe depression you have and your tendencies to either harm yourself or, well, be suicidal, then I could really understand that you need those sort of medications, and along with therapy. But for me, with the Tourette and all the, well, I would say mechanics or safety measures that I have made up over the years that are so almost fused into my very being, nothing can really happen. Because if you say that this is a knife, if I'm going to forcefully try and hit myself with it, or cut myself, that will stop here. Because I can't physically get any closer. That is because a part of my brain says that, okay, you're not allowed to go further, because in case of the Tourette goes off and you get a tick that will harm you, we will stop it. Why? Thank you. In normal circumstances, that's a very good thing to have. If you're going to do something deliberately and it stops, okay, that may be a bit annoying. Then again, I'm clumsy, so I'm basically hurting myself on a daily basis anyway, but I'm thinking of myself often as a rational person, and the concept, and I get that, and the feeling I can understand. It's not that I want to hurt myself, it's just that, how to explain that properly? I've tried to write a script for this, but script doesn't work with my videos at all because I go off track a lot. But it's just that I want, or I don't want to, but when you can't have something or can't do anything, what do you want to do? That. And so there's very little part of me that really wants to do something like killing myself or think suicidal thoughts. But then again, you got that part that says just, it's not the dying part, it's just like, it would be easy. But then again, it will be too easy. And as I told my shrink the other day, that I'm not going to cut myself just because, or, well, not just because, but, sorry, bit of a bad saying that, but it's not that I want to do it, but it's something that is a control mechanism like everything else. You need something to cope with. And for me, that sensation feels almost very tempting right now. I'm not going to do it, but just like, if you got depression and you've done that in the past, you know what I mean here, that it seems so easy to finally have something to have control over and to manifest a psychological thing into something physical that will heal. And when it comes to suicide, no way in hell, because, well, I just think of the people that are left. And so, no matter how bad I feel right now, I know that in some way, shape or form it can pass. What I leave behind, and that void and, well, sorrow that some may feel, is way bigger. And so that's really why I'm not going to do that. Easy as that, really. But when you keep falling and falling between chairs and between laws and, well, everything, it's just hard. It's hard to live these days, but damn it if I'm not going to try. And whenever I think of these things, I just keep on laughing normally, because maybe it's a defense mechanism, a coping mechanism, or just because it's so fucking ridiculous that everything I got is very unlikely, and often a combination as well, because normally Tourette ADHD, if you got Tourette ADHD, is very many that has that combination. ADHD and Asperger, yeah. ADHD and Tourette, yeah. But those three, the odds, I won't even go into that count. Combine that with being asthmatic, having depression, and bad back, and everything combined. It's like winning the negative lottery, for fuck's sake, sometimes. And it's just that those mediocre days, I don't want to have them at all, because, well, when you lose all joy, it's very easy to continue doing that, really. And so, having medication that does that on purpose, sure, I would like to have it, but no, if that is the only thing I can have, that's not going to work for me, because those days where everything is pitch dark, I can still see some light far away into the distance, light at the end of the tunnel, but even though it's virtually impossible to grasp, I'm still going to try. I'm that fucking stubborn, and you know it. And so, no matter what I think or feel in this moment, I know it's temporary. And so, give me enough time and I will get through this, because I'm that bloody stubborn. And, well, I dealt with things like this before. I've dealt with addiction before. I dealt with Tourette all my life. I dealt with ADHD all my life, and Asperger, even though I didn't know much of this. A year back, really. A year back I only had Tourette, as far as I knew, and now I have a lot more. Okay, fine. Let's play deal with it. Give me a stick and I'll fight it. Give a toothpick and I'll go fight a Normandy beach. That's what it feels like. You die over and over again. You get pushed down, you get, well, technically shot though, but now we're talking about figuratively things, not literal things, so. The worst thing that can happen when my depression attacks is that I get way beaten down, and to the point where I'm emotionally numb. If I can fight it, okay, fine, I'll still have a bad day, but, well, I still feel something. And so there's a lot of things that goes on inside my head these days. And the worst part is with everything going on and not being able to hear the outside world, you're just left with your thoughts yourself, and that is... it's hard, to say the very least. Because I just asked my specialist that I was to today with my ears that, okay, either you have to figure out a way to pierce my eardrums, but I can't be awake for that, because in case I get a tick and you pierce it way too hard, I don't really want that. So either narcosis or give me a hearing aid now. Otherwise, this will just move on and on and on and spiral down. And I don't want that. And so I've tried to write this down. I tried to talk to myself through it, but being alone with one's thoughts when they're like this is just annoying as hell. And of course everyone has their own thing, and that is, well, the point of life. You're not supposed to be equals. And I'm just very glad that not everyone has same struggles as everyone else, because where would we be? We are individuals, are good and bad. And I just read the reports yesterday that 1 in 4 students just here at home has a mental illness or challenge, and that is quite a lot. Especially when you think that most of those are not something you're born with, but something that you develop, like depression, like anxiety, loneliness. And so, when it comes to those things, I would just ask anyone who struggles with them to seek help. You're not weak at all. You have been fighting this for a long time. It's not just like on the first day you feel a bit sad and you went into the doctor or anything. You probably struggle with this a long time, and so ask for help, because just they'll give you a stick and you keep fighting. They'll give you support and understanding, and that is, well, the most important thing anyone can ask for. And so that's why I'm glad I started doing this, because a lot of you has helped me. And, well, even though I had completely different goals from just starting this channel, it has helped a lot so far. And I hope it will help me in the future as well. And without, well, doing this and making videos, editing and posting and seeing the comments and, well, making friends, I don't know where I would have been. So, thank you. And yeah, going through a rough time these days, and but trying to keep my head over it, basically. I'm going to get over it. And like that fucking game! I just had to have a bit of a laugh there. Because I always try to have a little laugh. Even though it's a fake laugh one day or two, it's still a laugh. Even though it's not meaning anything, it's still a sensation. And so, I don't know. I'm not a shrink, or I'm not here to try and teach you what to do exactly, but here's an advice. Go, if you're lonely, go. I know it's hard as hell to talk to someone these days, or one day, or maybe even years. But people can surprise you. The world can be a good place. Or rather, people can be a good place. I hope you find a good place someday. And, well, I still have a lot to talk about, but I think that's enough for today. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Vasco, and signing off. Bye.